You've survived the Cold War, rotary phones, and the rise and fall of Blockbuster. But have you cracked the secret to flying smarter after 60? Because the reality is, airports don't get easier as we age. They get longer, louder, and more confusing. But there's another truth most people miss. Once you hit your 60s, you unlock travel perks no one talks about. We're not just talking about keeping your shoes on at TSA, although yes, you can. We're talking about early boarding without a fancy ticket, better seats even in coach, stress-free security, restaurant discounts, and yes, real money off your airfare, if you know where to look. But the catch is, none of it happens automatically. You have to ask. You have to click the right box. You have to know the loopholes. And that's exactly what this video is about. We've gathered the most overlooked, underused, and surprisingly effective travel strategies for senior flyers. Stick around until the end, because we're saving the most valuable tip for last. A hidden senior discount on flights that could save you hundreds, but 90% of travelers over 65 never use it. Let's get to it. Still flying in your 70s or beyond? First off, good for you. But let's be honest, airport security wasn't built with older travelers in mind. The lines feel endless, the bins are never enough, and bending over to untie your shoes in a crowded checkpoint, that's not the kind of flexibility we should be tested on. But here's the thing, once you hit 75, TSA actually cuts you some slack. You just need to know how to use it. You can keep your shoes on. You don't have to remove your light jacket. And if standing becomes too much, you're allowed to sit during the screening. But none of this happens automatically. TSA officers won't tap you on the shoulder and say, "Hey, we've got a chair ready for you." You have to ask, politely, clearly, and early. A simple, "I'm over 75, can I be screened while seated?" is usually enough to make the process smoother and more respectful. If you have a medical device like a pacemaker or insulin pump, say so before you walk through the scanner. TSA has alternative screening methods, but they only work well when the agents know what to expect. Same goes for joint replacements. Be upfront and save yourself the awkward pat-down surprises. But why stop there? Many seniors say their best decision was enrolling in TSA PreCheck. It's not free, but $78 covers you for 5 years. And once you're in, say goodbye to the shoes-off, laptop-out chaos. You'll move through dedicated lanes, stay fully dressed, and actually feel like a person, not a puzzle piece in a bin line. Traveling internationally? Global Entry is worth looking into. It includes all the perks of PreCheck and speeds up your re-entry into the US after long-haul flights. No one wants to stand in line with jet lag. If mobility is an issue, even if it's just getting through long hallways, don't wait until you're already at the airport. When booking your flight, call the airline and request wheelchair assistance. It's free, and when arranged in advance, someone will meet you right at the curb, help you through security, and escort you all the way to your gate. While you technically can ask for it at check-in, booking ahead is smarter. The airline coordinates it, the airport provides it, and they'll even print a note on your boarding pass so TSA knows you're receiving assistance. That little line of text? It can be your shortcut to a much calmer boarding experience. Here's something else that gets overlooked. In the US, many airports allow a family member or friend to accompany an older traveler all the way to the gate. It's called a gate pass or escort pass, and you can request one through your airline. It won't let them board the plane, but it means they can help you check in, go through security with you, and stay by your side until the very moment you board. On arrival, some airports allow the same thing in reverse, especially if you're traveling alone and need someone to meet you. You'll need to arrange it in advance, and your escort will have to go through TSA screening just like any other passenger. But for many families, it's a game changer. And finally, show up early. 2 hours before your flight, minimum. Not just to check in, but to breathe. The earlier you arrive, the more space you have, physically and mentally. Less crowd, more time, and fewer things to worry about. You've made it through security, found your gate, and now, the dreaded boarding line. If you're over 60, the last thing you need is to be stuck in a crowd, juggling your bag, your boarding pass, and whatever's left of your patience. funny thing is, while there's no automatic boarding group just for age, many airlines do quietly allow early boarding for seniors, especially if you ask for it. At the gate, simply letting the staff know that you'd appreciate extra time to get settled can go a long way. It's often the same group that boards alongside travelers with disabilities or families with small kids. Airlines like United and American do this all the time when there's a reasonable need. Say, mobility issues, or just needing an extra minute to lift that carry-on without rushing. Even better, if you know in advance that standing for long periods is tough, or you're carrying something heavy, you can call the airline before your flight. Add a note to your reservation. Let them know you need a little help getting on board. Delta, for example, has an entire service dedicated to accessible travel. You don't need to explain your full medical history, just give them a heads up. And this isn't just courtesy, it's backed by law. The Air Carrier Access Act requires U.S. airlines to accommodate passengers who need assistance, and that includes older adults who might have trouble with time pressure or overhead bins. Bottom line, you don't need a fancy seat to board in peace. Just let someone know what you need, and you'll likely find yourself walking onto the plane with space, time, and a whole lot less stress. If you're over 60 and preparing for a long flight, don't wait until you're already buckled in to start thinking about comfort. A better seat, one with more legroom, easier access, or just a little peace and quiet, can turn a draining flight into a surprisingly relaxing one. And the good news is, you've got more control over this than you think. When you book your ticket, don't skip the seat selection step. Many airlines allow passengers to reserve seats with extra space near the front or in the exit rows, though keep in mind, exit row seating comes with strict safety requirements. You need to be able to assist in an emergency, which means no serious mobility issues and no physical limitations. So it's not for everyone, and that's okay. If what you need is comfort, not responsibility, your best option may be one of the bulkhead seats, or even paying a little extra for premium economy. Some airlines like American also allow you to buy the seat next to you, turning coach into your own personal lounge, especially on less crowded flights. And here's where preparation pays off. If you have any medical conditions, difficulty sitting for long periods, or require additional space for physical reasons, you should call the airline ahead of time. They can often assign a seat that works better for you, one near the front, with movable armrests, or easier access to the restroom. American Airlines specifically encourages passengers to reach out if they have a fixed leg, travel with a service animal, or need help transferring to their seat. And if the seatbelt doesn't quite fit comfortably, ask for an extender. It's discreet, free, and far more common than you might think. So no, you're not getting a free upgrade just for having gray hair. But if you speak up, ask politely, and know what to ask for, you'll be amazed at how much better flying can feel. Because at this point in life, comfort isn't luxury. It's a smart move. For older travelers, flying isn't just about getting from point A to point B. It's about arriving in one piece, with your energy and sanity intact. And two things can make or break that journey: where you sit and whether you sleep. Let's talk about the seat first. As we age, long walks down cramped aisles and tight seating can go from mildly annoying to genuinely exhausting. That's why choosing the right seat matters more than ever. If walking is difficult, sitting near the front of the plane can make boarding and deplaning a whole lot easier. If you have joint issues, back pain, or circulation concerns, extra legroom is more than just a luxury. It's a comfort necessity. And if you tend to visit the restroom often, aisle seats near the lavatory are your best friend. On the other hand, if what you really want is some peace and quiet, avoid seats near the galley or engine. Aim for spots over the wing or in the front section of the cabin. And if you need something to lean on to nap comfortably, go for a window seat. You get both a view and a place to rest your head. Just know what your body needs and don't hesitate to ask for it. And if you're not sure what seat works best, call the airline. Teams like American, Delta, and United have special assistance reps who can walk you through it. All right, let's talk about sleep. Because even the perfect seat won't help if you can't rest on board. If you've ever tried to sleep on a plane, you know it's not exactly restful. And for older travelers, that lack of rest can hit even harder, leading to grogginess, headaches, and a rough first day at your destination. The good news? A few tweaks can make a big difference. Start before you even take off. Stay hydrated, eat something light, and try to adjust your sleep schedule slightly the night before. Avoid caffeine after noon and skip the wine, even if it's complimentary. Alcohol dries you out and messes with your sleep cycle. Then comes gear. A good neck pillow, a soft scarf or blanket, compression socks, and slip-on shoes can completely change how you feel in the air. Add noise-canceling headphones or simple foam earplugs, an eye mask, and maybe a few drops of lavender oil, and suddenly, that cramped seat starts to feel a little more like home. Want to sleep deeper? Dim your window, turn off your screen, and avoid scrolling right before you try to rest. Bright light from phones and tablets can trick your brain into thinking it's still daytime. Finally, don't forget to moisturize. The air in the cabin is dry. Bring a small tube of hand cream and some lip balm to stay comfortable. And drink water, more than you think you need. Ever feel like airport food comes with a side of sticker shock? Well, if you're over 60, you might not have to pay full price if you know how to ask. Some travelers have discovered that familiar chains inside airports, like Panda Express, Burger King, and occasionally even Applebee's, offer small discounts for older customers. It's not plastered on the wall, and no one's going to offer it up front, but mention that you're over 60 when ordering, and sometimes the price quietly drops by 10%. The same trick has been reported overseas too. In places like Heathrow, some cafes have matched high street policies and rewarded seniors with small midweek perks, especially when asked politely at checkout. It's not guaranteed. Discounts vary by location, shift, and sometimes pure luck. But it costs nothing to check, and it could be the easiest money you save all day. So next time you're grabbing a meal at the airport, speak up. You might just enjoy the same food for less. If you're over 60, chances are you don't go far without a few essentials, like your medications. Maybe it's insulin, heart pills, or something for blood pressure. Whatever the case, skipping a dose mid-flight just isn't an option. The good news? You're allowed to bring what you need. Yes, even liquids over 3.4 ounces. And yes, even syringes. But there's a right way to do it. Start by making sure everything's easy to explain. Don't toss your insulin pen into the bottom of your bag and hope for the best. Instead, pack your medications in a small separate pouch and bring a copy of your prescription or a doctor's note. In the US, TSA doesn't require one, but it helps. In the UK, it's mandatory for liquid meds over the limit. In South America, some airports want documentation at check-in. Better to have it and not need it than the other way around. And don't be shy at the checkpoint. When you reach the screening area, let the officer know up front. I'm carrying liquid medication and syringes. I have a doctor's letter if needed. That one sentence can save you a world of stress. They may still swab or screen your items, but they're trained to handle it. Just keep your meds in their original packaging and place them in a separate bin for inspection. No need to squeeze them into that zip-top bag with your shampoo. They're exempt. And if you're feeling unsure, there's backup. In the US, TSA Cares is a dedicated service for travelers who need a little extra support. Give them a call at least 72 hours before your flight, and they'll walk you through what to expect and even help coordinate if you need someone to assist at the airport. Oh, and here's a hidden gem. Some countries have stricter rules than others. If you're flying internationally, check your destination's policies ahead of time. Sites like IATA and even airline help centers list what's allowed and what documents you'll need. A 2-minute search could save you a massive headache at customs. Bottom line, you're absolutely allowed to bring the medications and medical devices you need to stay healthy on your trip. But the smoother your preparation, the easier your journey will be. If you're 65 or older and booking flights like everyone else, chances are you're overpaying. Because yes, senior discounts still exist. The hidden detail? Most airlines don't advertise them, and almost none apply them automatically. You have to know where to click, or better yet, who to call. Let's break it down. American Airlines quietly offers senior fares for travelers 65 and up on select international routes, especially those heading to Latin America. To check if your flight qualifies, go to the American Airlines website, click on Advanced Multi-City Search, and select Senior 65 Plus under Passenger Type. If there's a discount for that route, the price shown already includes it. No pop-ups, no notifications. You just need to look in the right place. United Airlines makes it a little easier. Their website has a dedicated option for seniors, 65 plus, right on the booking screen. If the fare qualifies, the price shown reflects the discount. It's not available on every flight, but it does show up often enough to be worth checking. And if you're one of the lucky few who joined their old Silverwings Plus program before it shut down in 2005, you still get perks, like reduced fares you can book through Mileage Plus with a special promo code. Delta Airlines, on the other hand, keeps things strictly offline. You won't see senior discounts on their site, but they do exist in select markets. To find out, you'll need to call Delta's reservations line at 1-800-221-1212 and ask. It takes a few extra minutes, but if you save $40 or $60 on a round trip, worth it. Southwest Airlines also offers discounted fares for seniors, though only over the phone. They've removed the senior fare option from their website in recent years, but if you call their customer service and request it, they'll let you know if one applies to your route. Frontier Airlines recently ran a limited time promotion called 55 for 55, offering 55% off base fares for travelers 55 and older. It was time-sensitive and code-based, but it shows that even budget airlines will occasionally roll out age-based deals. So if you fly with them often, it's worth keeping an eye out. Now, let's be clear, none of these discounts show up by default. You'll usually need to select Senior as your passenger type or ask for it when calling. And yes, you'll be expected to show proof of age: passport, driver's license, Medicare card. They all work. And before you get too excited, most senior fares don't apply to basic economy. These deals are tied to standard or flexible fares, which means they often come with perks like no change fees or better seat options. As for international carriers, some of them go all in. British Airways, for example, offers AARP members up to $200 off when booking directly through the AARP portal. Air France has a senior pass for travelers 65 plus. You pay an annual fee, and in return, you get up to 30% off select flights in Europe, North Africa, and parts of the Middle East. But if your travel is mostly domestic, stick with the US carriers first. That's where your savings and your options are most likely to take off. If you've made it this far, you're already ahead of the game, because most travelers over 60 never find out that early boarding, extra legroom, TSA shortcuts, and even cheaper airport meals are all within reach, if you just ask. What's surprising is this: thousands of seniors are still paying full price for airfare, not knowing that hidden senior discounts still exist on major US airlines. They're not advertised, they don't pop up. You have to dig for them, click the right box, or make the call. So next time you fly smarter. Rewatch this video if you need to. Share it with someone over 60. And remember, you've earned these perks. All you have to do is claim them.